everyone, welcome to the new video. So today in this video we will see and talk about deployment strategies that we can follow while doing the deployment in our organization. And this I will explain it briefly so that if any such question is asked in your interview, you can answer it confidently. So without further ado, let's go. So, if we talk about deployment strategy, first strategy that comes is blue green deployment. So, in this blue green deployment, we have two identical environments. The current live version is called blue, and the new version is called green. So, we need to deploy new version to green, for which we do a traffic switch. Okay, so earlier, and this traffic switch happens through load balancer. So, while users were when they were hitting the URL, the traffic was directed to the blue version, or the environment which was running previously. But then we switched the traffic to another one, or the target group changed, and then the target group changed to the newer version where the new version of application is deployed. So that is a blue green in deployment. Pros are that it is happening instant rollback, no downtime. Cons are that the cost is double because the infrastructure is replicated same. So two instances running similarly, that's why cost is double. The other deployment strategy is rolling deployment, where the servers are updated one by one. So some runs old version, some run new, but after the final stage is that all the pods will be running with the new version. So before it was running with V1, then one by one first pod will run into V2. Then after that, once that comes up, the other pod will run into new version. Then other pod will run in the same way. Once the earlier one a pod gets up, the other pod will be touched. So that is a rolling deployment. So earlier all the pods were in V1, then one by one you can see that the pods are running in V2, all the green ones, and at the end all the pods will start running in V2. But this happens like in a sequence, not simultaneously. Pros are no extra infrastructure needed, smooth transition. But the cons are that temporary there are mixed version, because until and unless all the pods are in the same version, there will be mixed version, and the rollback is harder. Now, canary deployment is something where the newer version is released to small percentage of user first, and then when we see that the if that percentage of users are experiencing no issues, then we increase the traffic gradually. And this is also done through load balancer, that when we give when we define the target group, we give the number of percentage. So 90% will be given to V1 and 10% will be given to V2. And similarly, the gradually the traffic will be increased. Like first it will increase to 10, then 30, then it will be 30-70, then it will be 50-50, and then it will be 100 and 0, like this. So pros are safer releases, real user testing, and cons are it requires monitoring setup. Recreate deployment is just like there will be a downtime. So it stops the old version, and then it starts the new version. So there will be a downtime, it will be not a zero downtime. So first of all, it is all running, all the pods are stored, and then new pods are started. So when the interview question is asked, so before this I want to add, there are also few organizations which are following GitOps. So in that case, if you're following that, you need to explain that what tool are you using, and what is the file structure in Flux CD or Argo CD, whatever GitOps tool you are using, and then how the image is getting updated, and how Argo CD will pick up those changes, or Flux CD will pick up those changes. So that is also one thing. Now the interview question, when it is asked that how do you achieve zero downtime deployment, so you tell about that we use the blue green, rolling, canary deployment depending on the system requirement. But whatever is safer for you, that you can answer confidently, choose that deployment instead of telling about all. So you can say, if they say, if you tell about that you have used blue green and rolling both, so if they ask you how do you decide these deployment strategy, then you need to answer That for critical system we use blue green, for cost efficiency we use rolling, for risk mitigation we use canary. And I also ensure health checks, readiness probe, and load balancer routing are properly configured to avoid downtime. So this will give a better impression if you answer like this. So yeah, that's all. So that's all for today's video. I hope it's helpful. Please let me know your views in the comment section. Till then, take care. Bye.